First step is saying, okay, I don't know why. I don't know why you feel that way, and I'm not gonna assume that it's these reasons, that maybe you're racist or you're less intelligent or you have some, or you're a man, or you dress a certain way, so I'm gonna assume that this is your opinion. So it's getting rid of those things first, and then being like, I'm curious about why you feel that way, and I actually do wanna know. And what can I do to make sure that you know that I'm curious and I'm not coming at it from I wanna yell at you or tell you you're wrong. So civil discourse, I definitely think you have to break apart the word. For me, civil is talking with someone in a respectful way, in a way that doesn't make them feel uncomfortable, that makes them feel like they are an equal part in the conversation. And then discourse, it just means having either a conversation, maybe coming to a decision, and also having, when you leave, something new. That's the difference for me between discourse and just a conversation. Because in discourse, I feel like you're learning new information that can maybe not impact how you think at the moment, but down the line. But just a conversation, it's okay, I don't need to take this information anywhere else but our conversation. So it can feel uncomfortable, but it can also feel really, when you get what they're saying and you can relate to it, it's this moment of okay, maybe we do have more in common, or maybe I can listen to you and help you. For example, on the select board, when there's a topic that maybe I have a strong opinion on, and maybe there's a citizen comment or a select board member has another comment, I sit there and I'm like, oh, I really disagree with this, or I don't like what they're saying, but if I'm cognizant, I say, you know what, you're not always right, and actually listen. It kind of makes you have to couch your expectations of what they're gonna say. When I was at the Woodstock fireworks, the Vermont Republicans had a table. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go introduce myself, because that is a neighborly thing to do. So I went over and I said, oh, it's lovely to meet you. Oh, you're running for this position, that's great. Why? And I asked them, why are you running? Really great reasons, I wanna help my community, I wanna support the people who are low income, I wanna make sure that jobs stay in Vermont. I agree with all of that. And then, of course, I couldn't help myself, and I was like, well, who are you voting for in the national election? Or will you vote for Trump? I think at that point we knew that it was Trump, or most likely going to be President-elect Trump. And I was like, so who are you gonna vote for him? And this one guy was like, yeah, definitely, I'm definitely gonna vote for him. I totally agree with his stance on immigration. And I was like, okay, hold on, but you really think he's gonna build a wall? You'd think that that's gonna happen. And of course I wasn't being very civil. And he said, no, it's symbolic. It's I feel like my job is threatened because someone else could take it. And when I sat back and heard that, I was like, okay, so in fact what's happening is when you heard Trump saying build a wall, you heard something completely different than I heard. You heard there's a problem, I'm noticing the problem, and I want to fix the problem, which is immigration that affects jobs for Americans. And what I heard was, I think that Mexicans are stupid, and I hear that we need to keep them out, and that they're not valuable, and they're not equal to Americans. So we heard totally different things from the same exact person, the same exact sentence. But those conversations, the gap that I think you were asking about, is that I don't run into people like that, and I don't necessarily want to talk to a stranger about how they feel about those issues. So the big thing that I learned was that they were just as dedicated to their community as I was, but they had a different experience than I did. People won't talk to you unless they feel like you're actually going to listen. So it's about being open and saying, hey, I want to talk to you about this, or please come find me. And that means talking in a way that isn't, you're not using like mean language. You're not like I say like I care language all the time. Like what you learned in first grade is just coming back to that bin and saying, I care, tell me more. Okay, I care, tell me more. So just coming back to that place of I want to listen to you, and making sure they know you want to listen, and you're not there to attack them or make them feel stupid or make them feel racist or to put them in a box, because that's when they don't want to talk to you. When you disagree with someone, know that it's your choice to stay and listen to them. But that if you ever feel uncomfortable, you can walk away. If you're like, actually, no. But I think as we, especially in this community, as we progress and as we move forward in time, the more you can say, I'm going to stick around for this conversation just a little bit longer. I'm not going to stop. That's how we're going to get to, I think, a greater understanding of each other. It's just saying, okay, I really don't like what you're saying, but I'm still going to listen for at least, I'm going to do it one more minute.